I personally have never dated a doctor.
Dun, 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 dun.
Start work at 7 a.m. and then you end work at 7 p.m. the next day.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have any tips on delivering bad news?
I had this patient, he went to naughty a bit. Then he just popped into the clinic and said, I'm sure nothing is wrong, but I just want to get a quick test. And lo and behold,
Oh.
So today we're actually doing a bit of a more fun episode. We're diving into the world of dating, but with a twist.
Oh.
So, we talk about dating quite a bit, but we've never really talked about what is it like to date someone in a specific profession that comes with all the quirks and interests and maybe cautionary tales regarding them. So today we're actually delving into the realm of medicine. We've all watched maybe Grey's Anatomy and there's how dreamy is McDreamy in real life,
Steamy is a little bit more steamy. Yeah.
Wow, okay. So today we have a guest with us. He has spent over 30 years in medicine, starting in cardiac surgery and anesthesia before finding his calling in men's health.
Wow.
So he has helped countless patients navigate sensitive issues and he's here to help us with today's one. Let's welcome Dr. Tan!
Let's go lah!
guys.
Dun, 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 dun.
Actually, very good that we're looking at the medical profession when we're looking at this dating in a certain profession, because I think a lot of people tend to want to find doctors and a lot of parents of people who are single want their kid to date doctors. So thank you for coming to the show.
Are you married?
Yes.
Okay. Is your wife a
3
doctor?
kids. No, my wife is not a doctor.
Okay, so for
Yeah.
Dr. Tan, he would not date a doctor.
No, I personally have never dated a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, when I was younger, I thought I'll never date a doctor because a few reasons lah. Firstly, I thought I went through the SARS and the COVID period, right? And at that time, the doctors...
As did we all.
Where is this going?
Anyway, some people never go through SARS, what? If you're too young, you never go through SARS. But
Oh, fair enough.
yeah. So the doctors were the first ones who got sick, who died. So I thought very dangerous. I don't want to date doctor because
I feel like this is a misconception, but we'll get back to that.
I feel like the data does not.
But that was when I was super young lah. Then after that, when I was a little bit older, I thought actually it's not bad to date a doctor because you have all the benefits that yes, financially stable also, but you have all the perks of dating a doctor. You get free medical advice and consultation.
Hey, so you're just using them.
The next one should date a lawyer as she gets older.
Yeah.
My second husband. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so there was once, right? I posted on my Instagram stories a selfie, and then one of my doctor friends immediately he DM'd me, and then he said hey, actually, do you notice that there was this part of your eye, the white color part that is red color? So he told me actually your blood vessel burst, and then you don't have to worry, it will go off by itself in 2 weeks or so. Which is I was so thankful to hear that. I was so grateful also because I was worried for myself. It never happened to me before and I don't know how to deal with it.
Right.
So I was don't you go and see a doctor? Don't you go GP? Don't you take medicine? And I was going to travel soon. So it was quite troublesome. Very convenient in general to have doctor friends,
Yeah.
I shifted lah.
So you don't need to date a doctor, just have lots of doctor friends.
I guess.
I'll go on lots of dates. Because I'm quite curious. Most people might think that is one of the top benefits of dating a doctor, right? He will probably help me take care of my health a lot better.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious, for Dr. Tan, is this something that you welcome or you hope to not bring work out of the hospital, the office? Because sometimes I have lawyer friends that they might be a bit annoyed when it's someone come to me for a favor because this is something they get paid to do, ma.
I'm very happy to help whenever I can. I would say the caveat is probably we tend to do it more with friends and family.
Yeah.
Right? Because then if you are giving medical advice willy-nilly, there is a medical legal implication to that.
Right.
Right. That's why you do see doctors saying, it's probably this, but it's probably better you can see your own doctor also.
Right.
I think when it comes to treatment decisions, for friends and family, we may lose a bit of objectivity.
Right.
They don't want to take on this responsibility.
Right. But do you have a occupational hazard when you're walking on the street and you're oh my God, this person has a problem?
Hey, your eye red color.
His eyes has a different lens, Jarvis.
Those look like genital warts.
I do, but I tend to keep it to myself. It's just the polite thing to do.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yes, unless it's friends or family.
Okay.
Yeah.
To bring us to the original question, would we date a doctor? I really don't know. And the reason why is because because my sister is a doctor and I've seen her go through the stages of how much free time she had, at least going through like the medical school, then the residency or like housemanship or whatever they call it. And then, wow,
Is
like,
it very jialat?
there's no time. The only people that at least she got to meet were other doctors at that point of time, at least in that stage. Like, I think
Is
now
it like
that-
on TV where I'm in the hospital for like 3 days straight, then I'm sleeping in the bunk bed kind?
Oh.
in
Not
terms of-
3 days. Now, the longest shift I've ever done was 36 hours.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
How do you keep awake though?
you can't.
No, that's why there's bunk bed.
Also, you take short naps.
We used to do night shifts, right? So you basically start work at 7 a.m. and then you end work at 7 p.m. the next day.
Oh,
And you work non-stop. If you can catch half an hour nap, that's already considered extremely good.
That's not very good for doctors, what? Like, you need to be like completely alert, right?
yeah, it's not very good for the patients.
And I mean, yes.
At the end of that stint.
I guess it's a trial of fire you have to go through, right?
Wow.
At what stage of this was it? Like, was it residency, MO?
It was
Housemanship.
housemanship.
Okay.
So the first year out of university is always the worst.
For those who don't know, if I'm not wrong, housemanship is like that transition between student to doctor.
Correct. So after you graduate, you're given a conditional license for 1 year. That's the housemanship. So you have to not mess up for that 1 year, prove yourself, and then you're given a full license.
Especially for those who are thinking of like dating doctors, just because, you know, it's the stereotype, right? Like, at what stage of a doctor's career is the best time to date a doctor?
Wow. I
Is
guess
there a stage?
there isn't.
Is it like once they get a private practice, you know, they can decide their own hours?
private practice may be even worse. You have, who are you going to fall back on?
It's true.
In the hospitals, you have colleagues to fall back on, right?
okay,
You can
okay.
ask for a favor, say, hey, can you drop in to see my patient? Private practice is all on you, man.
And you are also a doctor and business owner technically, so it's actually more
But you
stressful.
have a fixed hour, like 9 to 5 for
We
a private
run
doctor.
clinics for a fixed hour, but you know, in certain practices, like for myself, I do some surgeries, right? If a patient calls you at 9, 10 p.m. and says, hey, sorry, doc, the wound is bleeding a bit, what are you going to do? You're going to go back,
It is true.
Oh, okay.
right? You can't say, tampa a tissue paper, wait for me next morning. Then you can't, right?
Okay.
So yeah, certain specialties, the timing is less predictable.
How true is this? So every time we watch Grey's Anatomy, right, there's a lot of relationships happening because you spend so much time together. Is that really realistic in like the Singapore context?
Yeah, I guess it's inevitable, right? Because honestly, our whole life revolves around hospital, home, hospital, home. So who are you going to meet? You're going to meet fellow doctors, you're going to meet nurses, you're going to meet allied health people like physiotherapists. So that's why a lot of my friends just end up with people who work in the hospital. Right? Honestly, if I didn't meet my wife in university,
Maybe you would have married a doctor.
yeah, maybe.
Were you dating around, and at what stage were you at in terms of your journey to become a doctor? Were you when you dated her?
Dating around is a dangerous word, my friend. Oh, no.
We are getting some dangerous territory.
My wife may be listening to this podcast. So.
Maybe.
Actually, I was waiting to go into medical school in NUS.
Oh, so you're so young.
Okay.
So I'm curious, right? Like, because you mentioned that the period of housemanship is really like just home and hospital. Was that maybe a more challenging period of time in your relationship as well? Because it's like you go home, you're so tired.
Absolutely. Right? So you basically have no time to go out, no time to spend with your partner, which is a good thing also because your bank account grows, right?
Only grows and then
Yeah.
the lifestyle only deflates.
That's true.
But it's really because, I mean, honestly, for doctors, like it or not, our priority lies with patient care. We don't actually have a choice, right? We can be tired, we can be frustrated, but honestly, we don't really have a choice. So I remember there was once I was on a date. So it was after work, we went to a restaurant near the hospital. And then after serving the first course, then my pager rang, right?
Oh.
So they said, okay, sorry, we know you left already, but one last patient can just come back to clinic for a short while. Should be a simple case. So I said, okay, simple case. I tell my date, okay, you wait, I'll be back. I came back 2 hours later.
Oh my god.
Because it was a complex case. And to her credit, she waited.
At the restaurant? Wow.
And you marry her?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever missed a phone call? Like, what if I'm just so dead asleep, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So what happens?
So I had a junior doctor whose surgery went a little bit not according to plan. So he needed desperate help. And in my defense, I was in the shower.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
So when I came out, I saw like 20 missed calls, right?
How long is your
You
shower?
didn't spend of a shower.
It was a bubble bath.
light candle. But there's always a third line to fall back on, right? So he managed to call another one of our colleagues who went out to help him. Then I managed to go out. By the time I went down, it was settled already. Yes, but so it's good they're friends, right? Then we can fall back on each other.
I see. Wait, so okay, if you're a doctor and then you go out for a date, then there are drinks, right? Like, can you drink or you are not allowed to drink?
Or you drink and then you hope something that happen.
Wow. Because you have to be technically on call 24/7, so you almost can't let loose.
Yeah, but I guess we kind of plan it a little bit. For example, going on holidays, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of us, for the couple of weeks leading up to the holiday, we try not to do major cases.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, so you reduce the risk of things going wrong. You don't do like one major surgery and then tonight fly to Japan, then you're rolling the dice a bit.
That's true. Okay. No, that makes sense.
Wait, so there are cases where, say, if you are overseas and something really happens to a patient, you might have to come back.
No. So what most of us do before we travel is we pass our cases on to a colleague.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay lah, yeah.
The handover.
Yes. Just in case something happens.
Yeah.
I was reading online, right? Like, what are underrated green flags in men?
Oh.
And most of them, I don't know whether this is a bit sad, but most of them actually say like somebody who listens to you.
Correct what?
No, like somebody who listens without like just want to like give you advice or like give you a solution, like get out of my face with your problem, that kind of situation. And then the second one is men who have their own lives. And then when I put these two together, then I think of like a doctor. I'm like, wait, a doctor has both of this, right? Because they spend so much of their time at the hospital, so that's probably like their own life, like 90% maybe. And then on the other hand, they listen to patients all the time, and they actually have to listen very carefully because they don't want to miss certain like context clues or what that might help to solve a certain issue.
Oh my God, yeah.
So then I'm like, wow.
So would you agree that you're a good listener?
I would say when consult mode is on, I'm a very good listener.
That means your wife will think differently.
I'm definitely guilty of that. I think like we often talk about how like when you enter into a conversation with your partner, you should say it upfront, am I looking for a solution or am I looking for someone to listen to? Because I immediately go into solution mode or I immediately go into, okay lor. Like I don't know which mode to be in and I always get it wrong.
Most guys go straight away into the solutions mode if I'm not wrong.
Why? I think we're just wired that way. As an expert in mental health.
I'm guilty of the same thing.
Is there a biological reason?
I'm sorry, I told my wife, why are you sharing this with me? Unless you want a solution or you want an answer, then why are you sharing this with me? But of course, from a woman's point of view, is no, I just want you to listen. I just want you to empathize.
You vocalize that we just think that to ourselves.
It's inside thoughts.
30 years like
Yeah.
I
You
earned the right.
You have the right. Okay, good to know. I have a few more years to get.
Like 25.
So I try to be more empathetic. I listen, and I try not to be that guy, the problem solver guy. So yes, I think this is maybe it's my personal quirk, but maybe it's common to doctors. We like to fix things, right? It's in our nature. But unfortunately, then that makes us a bit of a pain in the butt, because we fix everything. Right? I fix my kids' grammar all the time, and they're so cheesed off with that.
Saying little when they should be saying fewer.
Yeah.
Wow,
and then we tend to over-explain things because again, that's part of our nature, right? We try to explain things to patients that may not understand, right? So whenever you get a question, which maybe all they're looking for is, 辛苦你了, you had a hard time, but we tend to over-explain things.
So do you like have any tips on delivering bad news then?
Always do it directly in simple language. Don't beat around the bush. If the situation is bad, say it is bad. Don't give people false hope. Just as direct as possible with as simple a language to understand as possible.
So doctors don't believe in sandwich method, is it?
No. No. Well, at least not me. Yeah.
If someone is maybe testing for something and it's going to be positive, do you tell them on the phone call, come in, I've got bad news? Or do you tell them, okay, come in, and then immediately when they open the door, then you tell them?
You always deliver bad news face to face.
Okay.
Yes, we have to really give them as much information that's appropriate for that time. You don't want to overload their information either, but you want to give them enough information so that they can see a little bit into the future, because a lot of times the unknown is a lot more scary than the known.
It's true. But there's also this phenomenon where I think immediately when you hear bad news, suddenly you just don't tune out. And you come to that sense. So you kind of almost have to take that into consideration.
Yes.
And then,
so bite-sized pieces of information, make sure they understand, a lot of repetition. Yeah. I actually will always remember this one case because it actually had a lasting impact on me. I had this patient. He was actually from overseas, he was from Canada. Recently married. But because his wife went overseas, he went to naughty a bit.
Oh, okay.
Then he came to Singapore on a business trip, just a couple of days.
Okay.
Then he just popped into the clinic and said, I'm sure nothing is wrong, but I just want to get a quick test.
Right.
And lo and behold, unfortunately, he had a very bad diagnosis. Right. So when I just told it to him straight, which is the correct thing to do, he had extremely bad reaction.
Right.
He started pacing the room, screaming into the pillow.
Wow.
Right. He even just walked out of the clinic and I followed him.
Right.
And finally he came to a stop and he picked up his phone and the first thing he did was to call his mom.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Right? Yes. On the phone, he told his mom the story and then he started just crying. Right? And to me, that was good. That's good news because when we see this kind of catharsis, we actually we are happy that at least the patient is coming in touch with his emotions and starting to deal with the news and hopefully on the road to recovery.
Acceptance, the first step to everything
Correct.
else. Yeah. Okay.
So you actually went into the cardiac surgery first, like that specialty, right? What made you choose that?
So we go through 1 year of housemanship where we have fixed postings, and then after that we are bound to the government for 5 years because of our because it's
bond.
subsidized, it's subsidized our education, right? And then we choose from a variety of specialties. Unfortunately, you don't always get your first choice. But I do remember I did enjoy cardiac surgery a lot.
Okay,
you
the heart is
learn a lot.
interesting. Yeah.
It so happened that during that time, my father-in-law needed a heart operation.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I got to arrange everything and then I got to assist in the surgery. I got to push him out to ICU. So really look like hero.
To your wife, you are a
I
hero.
thought like, fatal destiny was like, meant to be. No. That was a great conclusion.
Wow, my mom-in-law in one corner dabbing her eyes. Wow, like K-drama,
And the next 100 arguments he win.
No, they still lose 99.
But that's so convenient, right? For your wife, like she trusts you so much and that she would trust her father's life.
Yeah, so I think that's one major green flag, honestly. We have access to all these resources, right?
Okay, so then what made you then like pivot to go into men's health?
So during my MO days, I really was a bit lost. I didn't know which direction I wanted to go in. So I did everything, right? I did cardiothoracic surgery, I did anesthesia, I did A&E, I did ophthalmology, I did renal medicine.
What's that?
The butt.
Kidneys.
Oh, kidney.
Urine.
Kidneys.
Whoa, calm
guessing.
down.
Unless you pee from your butt.
Renal sounds like
She might be
the
thinking
butt.
of rectal.
Oh, right.
It's interesting your brain went that way, but renal medicine, kidneys.
Okay.
So I figured, okay, let me just come out to private practice. We start off with primary care and then see where it leads me.
Okay.
So at that time when I came out, because you're young and you're idealistic, you kind of want to provide something different for your patients, right? So I wanted to give them more time, give them a more holistic care. And I was also very open to new technologies.
Okay.
So at the time, one particular new test that was being rolled out was this rapid saliva-based test.
Yes.
And it so happens that maybe because we were one of the first people to do it, we started doing quite a high volume. One day, the distributor came to us and said, hey, Ministry of Health is looking for clinics to become anonymous testing sites.
Fantastic. Okay.
Right? Do you want to apply? And then it so happens that we were chosen as one of those sites.
Fantastic.
So then maybe because of the nature of the world, we were seeing a predominantly male population of patients.
Okay.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Right? Or maybe because I'm a male doctor.
Yeah,
right?
perhaps.
And ladies maybe are more comfortable seeing
Right.
ladies. And so that naturally then segue into a more holistic men's health type practice.
What does men's health? I think you touched upon a little bit, but like maybe you can give us like the full scope of what it entails.
It's gynae for guys.
Ah, okay.
Guys need
okay.
gynae.
Right. So what does a gynae do for women? Sexual health related things, infection related things, especially when it comes to the genitals, fertility related things. Holistic health, right? So hormonal health, menopausal women. Guys go through the same thing.
Guys go through menopause.
Guys go through, the unofficial term is andropause.
Andropause.
The official term is age-related androgen deficiency.
Wow, okay.
Okay, let's just
Andropause.
go with
Andropause.
Androgen deficiency.
Besides andropause, like what are the other common holistic health stuff that you see in your patients?
Most common, but also not many people know about will be HPV, like human papilloma virus.
Okay.
There's a lot of education out there, even from Health Promotion Board, on HPV for women because it
Yeah.
causes cervical cancer. But then the question to ask, right, is where do women get this HPV from?
Oh.
So it's a virus, very much like COVID is a virus. But how do we catch HPV? So the first thing to understand is, where does HPV reside in the body? Right? HPV resides on what we call mucous membranes. So mucous membranes are the wet, slimy part of the body.
Okay.
Right? So the inner lining of your cheek.
Okay.
Saliva.
Throat.
The urinary tube.
Okay.
What we call the urethra.
Yeah.
The anus.
Okay. Oh, there's mucus in the anus.
Mucous membrane.
Membrane. Okay.
So
okay.
outside is dry skin, but as you go deeper in the tube itself, it's a mucous membrane. So it's where the wet slimy. It's kind of, it looks like the inner lining of your cheek.
Okay.
Oh, that's what my usual. Guys.
Okay.
So HPV tends to live in mucous membrane. The problem is the surrounding skin around the mucous membranes may have little micro tears, which allows HPV to infect also.
Okay.
Okay, so now HPV will jump from one mucous membrane to another.
I see.
So when there's direct contact of mucous membrane to mucous membrane, that's how HPV is transmitted.
Okay. Understand.
So in normal healthy adults, when two mucous membranes come into contact, it's usually a sexual contact.
Right. Because you're looking at all the body parts. Fair enough.
Fair enough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we
But
don't
like kissing,
yes.
but the French way.
Mucus.
But inner wall to inner wall is quite hard.
No, my tongue doesn't have HPV.
But your inner cheek.
To really get down to the nitty-gritty details, right? HPV infects what is known as the oropharynx, so deep in the throat. So kissing, may not.
Unlikely.
Okay.
So from what I know, right, HPV is one of the leading causes of cervical cancer. But how does a virus become cancer?
There are certain viruses in this world known as oncogenic viruses. So viruses that kind of mess with your DNA and lead to cancer. So one example would be Epstein-Barr virus that causes nose cancer. Of course, the other very common example would be HPV that can cause cervical cancer, and actually less well known also anal cancer.
Okay.
There are many different HPV types, right? There are actually more than 150 different HPV types. There are only two types, namely type 16 and 18, that particularly messes around with our DNA to lead to cancer.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we are as doctors, we're particularly concerned about.
Okay.
And this is the one that I can contract based on the ways that you described previously.
Correct. Yeah.
I see.
So then the other 148, like,
Not dangerous.
also possible through those contacts or by different ways?
So the other two types that we are very concerned about is 6 and 11. 6 and 11 causes genital warts.
Oh, okay.
Right? Which, it's not cancer, but it's also not something fun to deal with.
Yeah.
Right? We need to cut them out or freeze them off or burn them off. It's not a nice treatment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, burn off a genital wart?
Yeah.
Freeze and burn.
Oh.
Right?
I hope it's not what I'm thinking in my head.
What? Freeze off, freeze and burn lor.
Like a laser.
what?
No, like,
Literally
but I'm
you are-
sleeping when this happened.
I don't think so
Like, I'm awake as you are like, taking a torch to my genitals.
But it's quite localized, right?
Like it's a very
Sorry, I never
small-
had genital warts before, so I
No,
don't know.
but it,
How about you tell me more?
I go get to that. I want to answer that. Before I get to that, I also want to say that there are actually many other minor cancer causing types. 16 and 18 cause most of the cancers, but there's many other types that also cause cancer. It's just less.
I see.
Right. Okay.
So whether or not we remove the wart with the patient awake or asleep depends on how confident we are to achieve anesthesia. So it's only one tiny wart. I can put some numbing cream or I can inject a little bit of a numbing injection, kind of fine. But if it's a forest of warts,
you had me at forest. Sorry, I was imagining something else.
Mushroom Kingdom.
If your forest has lots of mushrooms, is what you say. So it should be obvious to me if I have a genital wart, is it?
The classic description of a genital wart is a cauliflower-like lesion.
Okay.
Now, what's a lesion?
Yeah, I don't
I'm tempted to
understand.
Google it, but I'm also scared.
Yeah, dude.
You take cauliflower, right?
Okay.
And then you shrink it down to about 5 mm, 1 cm in size.
Okay.
And then you paint it either skin color or slightly darker. Then you stick it on the skin. That's a wart.
Oh, lesion.
Wow, that's so big. Okay.
I have seen warts as big as my thumb.
Wow.
Whoa, like this, your whole thumb.
The whole thumb. Okay, to be fair, most people's warts are a lot smaller, but it can be multiple, you see.
Wait, so I'm a bit confused because if I'm not wrong, like HPV actually doesn't have any symptoms. But in the case where my HPV has led to a genital wart, right, then there's a symptom, no?
Oh, yeah. So it means your immune system is not dealing with it.
Oh,
Okay.
Right? So people with slightly less strong immune system, so for example, people who smoke a lot, people who don't sleep well, they're very chronically stressed, people with uncontrolled diabetes, then we actually see a lot more florid growth of warts.
Right.
So
Yeah.
why is it important then for like men to be aware of this virus? Because from what we are hearing, most of it is actually like women need to be more careful, right?
Oh no, we know for a fact that HPV in men causes
Okay.
genital warts,
Yeah.
causes anal cancer. We also have a lot of data to show that causes penile cancer.
Oh,
And I have diagnosed cases myself.
okay.
And throat cancer. A lot of people will say, throat cancer, HPV reacts the back of the throat. It must only happen to guys who are with other guys, right? That is not true. No, we see most throat cancer cases in guys who like women.
How? Because you said back of the throat, right?
Yeah.
Before I answer that, right, I also want to share with you that in the region, Singapore leads number 1 in HPV-related throat cancer cases.
What I'm hearing is that there are many happy wives.
That's exactly what I tell my patients. Bingo, dude.
Okay, now I
So
understand.
Singaporean men have the happiest wives.
We work hard.
Yeah, they like going down. That's not the way to say it.
Okay, I understand now.
Put
Just now I was
effort.
confused.
Yeah. Which seems like a good segue to let everyone know that I'm actually vaccinated for HPV.
Okay, what a great
Hey, I wasn't trying to
No
farm
wonder
for
you're a
green flags.
married man.
You knew that you had to take a vaccination for HPV.
I think I was traveling somewhere and I remember that throughout the few days, right, we kept hearing ads, or at least I kept hearing ads about HPV for men and how we can contribute to that. So there was that already at the back of my mind. Then, because like I mentioned, my sister is an OBGYN, she had been part of like an ongoing campaign for like HPV for both men and women. And so then when I visited her, she was like, hey, do you want to get vaccinated for HPV? I already had all these background information. I went, okay lah, why not? But it's going to take a few rounds. I think it was like 2 or 3 rounds, I believe. So then she said, okay lah, like the next 3 visits, because she's based in KL, like let's just do it. And then so I just did it lah.
Oh.
So 2 numbers always stick in my head, right? So normal sexually active adults in their lifetime, out of 10, how many will get infected with HPV?
I feel like 2.
Yeah, I was going to.
It's 8.
What?
Wait, 8 so only 2 out of 10 won't get HPV then. It's the
Yeah.
reverse.
Oh, not me, because I'm vaccinated.
Wait, if
And
you're
not mad because you're vaccinated.
Exactly.
There was this study done, not in Singapore, but in Malaysia.
Okay.
But I guess, our population culture quite similar, so we can extrapolate, right? That across age bands, so from 18 to 70, if I'm not wrong, at any point in time, 1 out of 3 men carry HPV.
Which means like right now between you, Matt and John Paul, one of you have HPV.
But I'm vaccinated.
So it's not you. So right now there's a 50-50 chance, right? That one of them is
Yeah.
carrying an STD.
I'm flattered you left me out of the statistics.
You're not
assuming
I'm
you're
sure
also
you're
vaccinated.
vaccinated, right?
I'm protected out to my eyeballs.
So it's JP already.
So we've come to the end of our episode. Thank you very much, Dr. Tan, for joining us today, helping us get to know doctors a lot better.
Yeah.
And you can make your own decisions. Is it good or bad? So far, sounds good to me. Maybe we should interview other professions.
Yes.
Yes.
Finance bros.
Oh.
Anyway, I think like Dr. Tan did bring up something quite important regarding HPV today. So, if you are not privy to this, if you are curious or not whether you have it, please go and get it checked out with your doctor. Initiate these conversations, even like maybe like between partners, right? Do have these conversations as well. We hope that we've managed to address some of like the myths surrounding it and the facts surrounding it as well.
Yeah.
So prevention is possible, especially through awareness. And yeah, you can learn more about it in the links down below. And like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you guys. It was fun.
Hey.
Can you tell when patients come to your clinic and then they're just trying to get a free pass?
What are some signs that is too obvious? That laugh means we
exciting.
are in for a story.
The first red flag
Yeah.
is MC timing.
Oh, Monday morning.
Monday morning, all right, Friday afternoon, just after public holiday, just before public holiday, right? For NS boys, Sunday evening.
Don't want to book in.
Don't want to book in. Yeah. The other is some people are just not good actors. Lah.
Okay.
I usually upfront and say, hey, bro, good try lah.